Hello again, everyone. This is Module 3, where we will discuss the importance of self-assessment. Assessing ourselves allows us to pinpoint our strengths and know which areas we excel in, but it also shows our growing edges or different areas of our lives that need some attention. Self-assessment is also crucial to our career planning. So, think about your current career plans. What do you want to do? Think about 3 specific careers of interest. Now, consider how you'd feel if none of the 3 turned out to be viable options. Even just thinking about this possibility can be overwhelming and upsetting. The highest demand or in-need careers are constantly changing. In 2010, some of the hardest jobs to fill were nurses. So everyone off to college to major in nursing or went into accelerated nursing programs. But in 2013, when everyone was finishing up those degrees, the hardest jobs to fill were no longer nurses. They were accountants and IT workers. So what would you do if your major was no longer a viable option for you? How would you proceed? Having an entrepreneurial mindset and staying innovation ready will keep us from panicking at that possibility. Now, whether you have specific career plans or not, new technologies will affect you. We talked about this a little bit in Module 1, but while new technologies create new job requirements and new jobs, they can also reduce or eliminate the demand for some skills and decrease the number of people needed for some jobs through increases in productivity. This can be referred to as disruptive technology. Disruptive technologies displace an established technology and shakes up the industry. Or it can also be a groundbreaking product that creates a completely new industry. So can you think of some examples of disruptive technologies? A great example of this is Airbnb, making it easier for travelers to avoid high-paying costs for hotels, but may have a negative effect on the hospitality business. Or even think about Uber and Lyft and how that may affect the cab business. So the pace of innovation is becoming incredibly fast, with new things being discovered daily, and we need to be ready for its effect on our very own careers. So, we can look at this change in 2 different ways. Number 1, rapid change and disruption are everywhere. But number 2, opportunity is everywhere too. So are you innovation ready? Let's talk a little bit about self-assessment. Taking a regular assessment of your skills is super important. Are you developing skills that employers want? If you're lacking in a certain skill set, then it's up to you to develop that skill. A student I worked with a few years ago had the hardest time public speaking. It's certainly an area in which a lot of us can improve and grow, but this student took the initiative to grow this skill by joining a local chapter of Toastmasters. For those of you who aren't familiar with Toastmasters, it is an organization that allows its members to improve their speaking and leadership skills by joining one of their many clubs and giving speeches during their meetups. This was definitely outside of this student's comfort zone, but by the end of the participation, he was a public speaking pro. Another self-assessment that is important is a values assessment. Part of developing a sense of identity is clarifying your own values. Think about what is important to you in your life. Is it family? Is it a high salary? Is it lots of leisure time? Is it doing good in the world? For long-term satisfaction, your career choices should align with your values and priorities. For me, helping others has always been a top value for me, and I was able to find a career where I can do that every day. Work-life balance is also very important to me. I have a 4-month-old baby at home, so working in an environment that allows me the flexibility and the ability to be home by 5 p.m. on most nights is really important to me. But those values may not be important to you or others, so determining what those values are can help foster happiness in your career. So to wrap up, we hope this module taught you a few things. Number 1, to understand that certainty is the only change. Number 2, to develop skills that are universally valued and valuable. Keep checking in on yourself to see what skills you need to work on. And also, don't forget to reward yourself for those skills areas that you are already excelling in. And finally, continue to make yourself innovation ready by developing that entrepreneurial mindset that we spoke so much about in the previous modules.